Hello everybody, this is ManuS and welcome to another Legends of Runeterra spoiler review. The spoilers are flying in, we already have 2 to catch up on. This video will only cover the Bilgewater Plunder spoilers, and then I will make a separate video for the first Bilgewater champion plus accompanying cards and keyword in Fizz in the next one. I'll try to get that out tomorrow on Monday. But anyway, let's dive right into the Plunder and Bilgewater reveal. But before we do, you know the drill. Subscribe down below for more in the future. And of course, let's take you away to a brief introduction to today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by NordVPN, one of the leading virtual private network providers out there. A virtual private network keeps your data secure and yourself anonymous while using the internet. NordVPN comes with super fast servers, allows you to unlock your favorite entertainment websites like Netflix. They provide a 30-day money-back guarantee. They also have an included cybersecurity suite, which acts as an ad blocker to boot. They don't lock any of your data, provide a 24/7 customer support, and you can use it on up to 6 simultaneous connections, so one account covers most or all of your electronic devices. And most importantly, they don't have any bandwidth limit, so you can use it non-stop without it getting throttled, which is particularly important for heavy users like us. It also won multiple awards and comes highly recommended by top technology experts. So if you're still surfing online without a VPN, now is the time to change that. Get NordVPN now, 70% off for a 3-year plan, including 1 month extra for free using the code ManuS or the personalized link in the description down below. And now on to today's content. Alright, welcome back. Time to look at the spoilers. So the new keyword is called Plunder. It basically works like Spark in Eternal, or similar keywords in Magic. In Magic it's Bloodthirst. Bloodthirst is only a very specific version of this. Basically, if you dealt damage to the opponent's Nexus this turn, you get the effect of Plunder. In this case, that means you heal all allies and your Nexus for 3, which is pretty nice, and then you rally. So it's a 6-cost 4/5 that if you play it post-combat and got some damage in, or, for example, on the opponent's turn, you can deal some damage to them in a different way, and then play Citrus Courier, you get to rally, heal your board up, and can swing in or can swing in again. So this is pretty powerful. Like, this card looks really strong. It's sort of like a cheaper, more conditional, but also higher impact version of Tiana Crown Guard, which is already very solid and seeing some constructed play. One thing that held her back is the fact that she costs 8. So if she was smaller and cheaper and, for example, conditional, she would quickly become really, really good. And this is what I expect Citrus Courier to be a really strong card. Healing your board back up can be really powerful in the right deck. If you have more beefy units, more of a mid-range strategy, this alone can generate a lot of value. And it also heals your Nexus, so if you're against someone more aggressive, it also catches you back up and puts you ahead by rallying. Just a lot going on with the card, a lot of flexibility as long as you can get that damage in to activate Plunder. Pretty impressive card. Also kind of a cool card and kind of a cool art for what it's worth. Anyway, on to the next Bilgewater card. We have Smooth Soloist. It's a 7-cost 3/4 elusive, so pretty expensive and small, but on Plunder, you reduce the cost of allies in your hand and deck by 2. This seems kind of not that great at this late of a stage of the game. So this seems like it's more of a built around sort of combo-y card that you can try and break, but that is probably not going to be great in a typical deck that just cares about minor synergies and as a more generic plan. But if you have a way to kind of break the mechanic, this could maybe do something powerful. Artwork's kind of cool. I assume this is a vampire, because it kind of looks like a human or elf bat hybrid. The ears are very bat-like. The skin is pretty pale, so I would guess that's the vampires of Runeterra. I'm not super familiar with the lore, so if anyone knows anything more specific and I'm just guessing randomly and wrong stuff here, let me know in the comments. But yeah, cool artwork. Card kind of underwhelming though. But maybe there are some combo guys and puzzle people that are good at breaking stuff like this that have ideas for how to break this card. for like normal decks, I don't see this card. In general, Bilgewater is looking pretty cool so far from the artwork and the whole pirate theme, and I was really looking forward to Bilgewater the most probably as the new region, so kind of excited. Pirates are just fun and cool, what can I say, especially if they are more like comical and comedic pirates in a sense, or like kind of lighthearted pirates as we seem to have here. It's even cooler. Alright, on to the next card. Next we have Jagged Taskmaster, 3 cost 4/3, also Plunder. All the cards in this review have Plunder. It grants a 1 cost allies +1/+0 everywhere. So this is a pretty interesting card for like an aggressive deck. So if there is a good Bilgewater plus something aggressive deck, for example Noxus, because Noxus has a bunch of good 1-drops, this is a pretty solid 3-drop, like 3 cost 4/3 is a bit medium, but once you add in the +1/+0 to 1-drops everywhere hand deck library, or even like with token production, like this plays well with spider stuff, for example. There's a lot of like value you get for 1 card and 3 mana, making this look pretty good. Also really cool artwork, these kind of like, I guess, fish people with mohawks and face paint and stuff look really cool. Seems like some kind of underwater race, and yeah, I'm really liking the look of this region already in a lot of ways. Just direction and ability wise, being kind of proactive but kind of utilitarian in a way, and just really cool style as well. Alright, last Bilgewater card before we look at some other Plunder cards at the end, because the other like Plunder region is red. So the last card is Warning Shot. It's a 0 cost burst spell that deals 1 to the enemy nexus. I think this card is very bad, except for if you have a deck that somehow breaks sort of Plunder or something, where you really need this, like for example in a deck that tries to break the 7-drop that reduces cost. We're basically throwing away a card to activate Plunder guaranteed, and for 0 is worth more than what you're investing. I think this card will usually be very bad in like most decks, except for like the one deck where it's going to be super important to enable what it wants to do and sort of go off. Alright, so on to the Freljord cards. So Ursine Spiritwalker is a 5 cost 4/6, and if you plunder it transforms into Stormclaw Ursine, the card we actually already saw, so now we actually know what Stormclaw Ursine is and where it comes from. So yeah, pretty cool. I think the cost of plundering to play this is not that high. Although keep in mind, playing a unit post-combat, if you have the attack token, is a pretty big cost. So you probably want to try and plunder this a different way, either in a turn where you have to open attack, or by, for example, damaging the opponent on their offense turn when you are on the defense, or just by doing it on your attack turn before you attack, obviously. So pretty solid, like 5 cost 4/6 is still decent if you sometimes have to play it that way. All in all, looks like a solid and interesting card. Next we have the Tusk Raider. So this is basically the Freljord version of the big Swain flagship, because apparently like there's the Freljord pirates, aka like Vikings, which basically were pirates. So it's kind of like you have the Bilgewater pirates and the Freljord pirates, the Viking pirates. Here it's a 7 cost 7/7/8 that draws you a Sejuani, or the other one Swain, and you double the power and health of allies in your deck. So it's basically a Hearthguard on steroids, but also obviously much later. But card looks interesting. Like it could be a card. 8 cost cards are always a bit of a thing. Then it needs to plunder, but it also generates a lot of like quality advantage, and it's a 2-for-1. So yeah, it has the power level that it could show up in Constructed. We'll have to see what the rest of the cards look like to see if there's a deck that wants it. But it's a card that is not too bad for Constructed, I think, big picture wise. And Last but not least, we have Wolf Rider. It's a 4-cost +3, and if you plunder it, you get an empty mana gem. So we're getting some new ramp here. This is one that is kind of conditional, not that easy to set up, but pretty nice. Basically like a conditional 4-cost 4/3 overwhelm that also ramps you is pretty cool. So very solid card here. How well it's going to play and in what deck it's going to fit, too early to say. Once again, a lot of these cards are kind of hard to judge without having the full picture, I think, which is kind of a theme in Runeterra so far, because there are a fair share of cards that seem like they might not be good enough, but then in the context of how things play, they end up being good and in constructed decks. So we'll see how that is going to pan out. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of the new mechanic and the new cards. Lots of cool and interesting stuff here. I'll make sure I'll get back to you as soon as possible with the first Bilgewater champion reveal. I would imagine that they reveal all 4 Bilgewater champions one by one. So we'll probably see a lot of spoilers this week before the set drops. So yeah, that's it already. You know the drill. Hit the like button down below if you enjoy the content, subscribe and turn on the notification icon to not miss out on more. Leave a comment, share with your friends, turn off your ad block on YouTube to help support free content for you guys. And if you haven't already, check out the NordVPN sponsor deal in the description down below. It's a good deal and also helps support the channel. So thanks again for watching. I'm your host ManuS, and I'll see you next time. Bye.